When you see some chick in a fur coat in line at the grocery store and she pulls out her WIC card.
She wilding out. Why does that? Okay, it's free money, but
why can't I have my nice car? Why can't I have a dope whip, and a little bit of free money?
That's an abomination.
Do you feel that your parents taught you about the value of cash and how to save?
I feel like we've always been taught how to save our money, but it's like that little willingness in us to actually want to save.
I guess you're taught as a child to have a piggy bank before you get a bank account. It starts off as a piggy bank, which I don't think mine's ever last past me putting like $5 in it.
Yeah, I beat the shit out of my piggy banks. They're like squealing. They're baking before I hit.
To the point where it was just like taped at the bottom, so it was like easy access, which is kind of hot, right?
Tell them everything costs money, even soap. To wash up, it costs money. To brush your teeth, it costs money. You let them know.
What does money mean to you guys?
Money means that you can spend it and buy stuff with it, and it's really valuable.
Money means that you don't just do anything with it. You're supposed to spend it wisely.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about. I wish I could have said that as a kid. Did your parents teach you about money?
No, I taught myself about money.
Not really.
How do you teach yourself about money?
Turn on TV.
If you leave money in the house, knowing that's always there, you're gonna go for it. No matter what, you're just gonna go for it.
How young were you when you started your first bank account?
I don't got no bank account. I keep my money in my pocket.
Money in your pocket? How do you save money like that?
Just store it in the pocket and hold it as long as you need it.
So you got like fat pockets then, like, how deep are your pockets?
Deep enough.
Did you ever have anyone that taught you about money?
No.
How did you end up learning about your finances?
Like the streets or newspapers, or you go shopping and you see people outside and they teach you about it, or TV, news.
When you were young, did you feel like your parents taught you about money? Like, how did you learn about money?
No, I'm sorry to say, my parents never had time to tell me anything truthful like that. I learned about money when somebody introduced me to selling drugs when I was young and stupid. I learned about money when I learned to pickpocket people. That's how I learned about money. I learned about money when I conned people. That's how I learned about money. But when did I really learn about money? When I started to read the Bible and it started to explain to me how to manage my money. I mean, a wise steward manages it. Imagine you going to get gas for your truck, but you just finished buying a carton of cigarettes. How am I going to be able to pay my light bill if I'm buying some marijuana? I mean, we have to learn to manage things by using some wisdom.
I think today, people who have a good education have the opportunity to get the kind of a job that will do more than just pay for bread. They have the opportunity to buy a home, to give their children more advantages. So maybe education is really the key.
Economics teach you about money.
What did they teach you?
How to invest and how to save money, and how to, like, if you get $500, don't spend $500 that day just because you got it. Like, you gotta budget yourself.
We have to all the budget classes and workshops and whatnot, but you really do learn from your parents. Your parents are the ones who really teach you how to keep your money on track and whatnot.
Whoever taught you about the value of money, did you learn about it in your school system, in your country?
We actually learned about it a lot more in Norway than here, I would say.
Do you all have awesome bank accounts?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Nice.
Insane.
Does money make you happy?
Well, research says about 70 grand makes one happy.
Wouldn't that just make you middle class happy?
For people who enjoy the simplicity of life, like just lying back, playing video games or whatever, money can make you happy.
My family makes me happy.
Okay, but imagine if your family was poor, then you'd be like, oh, I can't stand these people.
Happy. Yeah. Still happy.
All right.
Money in itself doesn't make you happy, but maybe it can buy you something that you can obtain happiness.
What would you buy?
I'll give you an example. I love to travel. Traveling makes me happy. You need money to buy an airline ticket, to go to another country, stay in a hotel, and for the 7 days you're there, you're happy.
Money sucks, but you need money though. It's like you need to work for a piece of paper,
But hey, what can you do? You need a job. You need the money. You want to get a beer, you need to have some money at least.
You mentioned that you're in a band. What are some of your lyrics? I'm curious to know what you're talking about.
Lyrics is about pretty much like daily life, like how you struggle.
Sing it. Don't talk it. Sing it.
Slide, hold your job, get drunk. Yeah. Get the pit, get your beer, get shit face.
More money, more problems?
No money, no problems.
No, well, more money, more problems.
More money, no. Yeah.
Is it important to be wealthy?
Yeah, that's why everybody is trying, right from the poor to the rich, also going more rich. Why this trend is there otherwise? Money making makes everybody happy.
So if I was to say, oh, I just want to be spiritually content, would I be a good candidate for your daughter?
It depends on the daughter, not on me. It depends on the daughter, not on me.
I can't talk to you. I thought that I was going to just be able to get it hooked up through you. Like, what about?
No.
That president's, money. You got that money green on that money green. Money green.
They used to burn money at the shows, and people don't know that they was getting blacklisted from a lot of clubs back in the day when they first started out, because they was out there doing that real revolutionary stuff like burning money. They get up on stage and burn it. People like,
what music do you relate to when you're really going through it? Like when money's tight and things are going wrong, what do you need?
Reggae. I've traveled 2 hours to go over there to listen to the reggae that they're having on the beach today. So that I can relate to. It's my background. I listened to it growing up, and there's a message in the music. So when I'm down, it'll tell you my favorite song, Don't Worry About a Thing, by Bob Marley. Eventually everything will work out. We'll be all right.
My real thing is just follow your passion, because that leads to money coming in.
Yeah, Mother Teresa said that, and she died poor.
What's the TV for, by the way?
It's for drag queens who work at banks.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you're fucked. So, all right.
Royally.
Thank you, buddy.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
Anytime.
you too. Can you go bang on the window and get that lovely creature behind us to come out and talk?
This one.
Yes. Give her, serve it. He's gonna come out and fuck us up. We're so fucked. Hey, what's up? Hey, we're doing you had on these lovely glasses before.
Oh yeah, I just put them away so I can read, yeah.
Those are your reading glasses?
Well, actually, just to hide my eyes from lights like this.
Oh, okay, put them on. Now we're talking about a number of issues here. Have you ever learned, has anyone ever taught you the value of money before? Did you ever learn that from anyone?
Well, not really. It's just that it has to be really self-taught, because what happens with people, when they get money, they don't really save. And nowadays, in my day, we used to save, but now things are just come and go. And
what do you mean in your day? You're only 21.
Way over that, but I won't reveal my age. But, it's like we see something that's in fashion, or we see something that's very popular for the moment, and we get carried away, and it's really hard to save, and, that's really not a good thing. We should learn to save our money, because you never know what can happen tomorrow.
What's the current state of your bank account?
I have to tell you my...
Is it in the red?
No, it's not in the red.
Okay, good.
Mine's good.
It's good? Yeah, all right, cool, nice.
Yeah.
I got 2 ladies to choose from. I'm a very expensive date. Why do you feel a lot of people, especially young people, spend their money on name brand clothes, go out and buy expensive cars, but they got nothing in the bank?
Because society. We look fly for each other. We look fly for ourselves. But people take it to the extreme. They take it to the extreme. They spend all their money on clothes, and they have nothing else but their clothes. They get nowhere else.
Do you think that might be sometimes like an ethnic thing? I live in Harlem. Everybody's got bling. Everybody's got swag. But
I don't think it's an ethnic thing, but I think it's the people that live in your community. Like if everybody on your block is always getting money, is always getting fly, you're gonna want to be like them. But if your friends and stuff like that is on your block and they're just on regular track pants, sweatpants, you're cool. You have no problem. You feel fine. You feel happy going outside. Mm-hmm. But when you got the flea niggas, you can't do that.
marketing is getting people to set themselves with small-term goals. Like if I want to get a pair of shoes, it's a short-term goal that I can achieve, and then they are focusing on short-term goals instead of thinking on the big picture and thinking more long-term.
Do you think a lot of people that like a ethnic background sometimes use the excuse, oh, the man's keeping me down, rather than, you know, taking responsibility and doing things themselves?
A lot of the time it isn't. A lot of the time I believe it is an excuse where some people, I don't think they want to try hard. They're not trying hard enough, I believe. But I think the system we live in America, with the freedoms that we have, you have opportunities to advance, whether you're colored, whether you come from...
you said colored.
Whether you're from color, whether you're from a poor economic background, or whether you're an immigrant. I'm an immigrant. I came here when I was 7 years old.
From where?
Ukraine.
Ukraine?
Yeah. And I believe that, like, if somebody works hard enough, they can make it.
You said you're a social worker, so that is just a hotbed of conversation. Why is it that people with no money always buy the name brand crap, always get the most expensive things that money can barely afford?
That's a deep question, but I think when you look, I don't want to say people, when you look at people who've been historically oppressed and left out of often the conversation of who, like, what is cool or who has power and makes those decisions, I think then you get whatever kind of respect or street cred the way you can, and the easiest way is to buy it.
Instead of being born into it or having that sort of entitlement that comes along with being wealthy, they assume then that buying the label that the wealthy sell to them is going to get them the same status.
Right.
I just steal it. Is there a growing gap between those that have money and those that don't?
Yes, it's a huge gap, and it's painful. I work for the homeless, and I see that gap so deep.
When I see a homeless person, I'm like, yo, man, I'm sorry I ain't got any change, or I'll give them half a sandwich, but I feel powerless. What do you suggest to people, the average Joe, with this situation?
Well, to call the police. The police will take them to a shelter.
I would feel horrible calling like, hey, man, your life sucks. Hey, I'm going to call the cops when you get your ass off this street.
To help them, to take them to the right place.
They said the police are supposed to help people in, like, black communities, too, and I don't really know if that's help.
They know where to take them in that situation.
Well, you heard it here first, homeless people. When I see you, I'm going to help you by calling them cops on you. Run! I'm helping you! What does one do then in this kind of economic divide? Do you go on? Do you worry about being middle class, lower class, or do you just worry about being happy?
I think most people just worry about surviving, and then if you can get beyond survival, you worry about happiness.
Okay.
Whatever that means. You can do it through meditation, yoga, pills, exercise, I don't know.
That's a lot of doing them all together, or just like any one of them?
Whatever works. Whatever salad works for you.
Apple pie, smoke so much that I'm out of touch. Don't give a fuck. This is true wealth. Like, to be just like so rich that you don't own a house, you just own streets. You're like, yeah, it's time to take a nap. Do you think this bed has bed bugs? Check back next week for a new episode of StereoTypes.
My dad was engaged to someone else when he met my mom. My mom was a slut.
One night stands can happen at any time. Come on, let's go. That kid, yeah.
You need to go on the big one.
Yeah. Cyclone of Death 2012. Killed it, boy.